Okay, so here it has been asked that the probability of solving specific problem independently by A and B are 1 by 2 and 1 by 3 respectively. If both try to solve the problem independently, find the probability that the problem is solved and exactly one of them solves the problem. Okay, so here it is said that both of them try to solve the problem independently. It means what? Here we have to consider, here we have to consider, we have to consider the events, the events A and B are independent. A and B are independent events. A and B are independent events. Where event A, where the event A has been defined as that A, the person A solves the problem. The person A solves the problem and, solves. And the event B is that the person B solves the problem. Okay. So therefore, it is told that the probability of the event A, it means the probability that A solves the problem, that is 1 by 2, and the probability that B solves the problem, that is 1 by 3. So therefore, the probability that the problem is solved, probability that the problem is solved. So it means that either both of them can solve it or any one of them can solve it. So it means that we can do 1 minus the probability that the problem is not solved. 1 minus the probability that the problem is not solved. So therefore, the probability that the problem is not solved, the problem is not solved, it means what? That the problem is not solved by A also, and the problem is not solved by B also. It means we have to do the probability of A complement intersection B complement. It means that A should not solve it and B also should not solve it. So now, since A and B are independent events, so I should also tell that A complement and B complement are also independent, events. So this we can write it as the probability of A complement times the probability of B complement. It means we have to do the probability that A does not solve the problem. So therefore, now the probability that A does not solve the problem, that is 1 minus half, that is equal to half. And also the probability that B does not solve the problem, that is 1 minus 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. Okay. So this will be 1 by 2 times 2 by 3. So therefore, the answer that the problem is solved, so that would be 1 minus 1 by 3. So that would be 2 by 3. So now, so this 2 by 3 is the answer of part 1 of this question. And in the second one, it has been asked that exactly one of them solves the problem. It means that we have to find the probability that exactly one of them, exactly one of the persons A and B, solves the problem. Solves the problem. So that will be the probability that A solves the problem and B does not solve the problem, plus the probability that A does not solve the problem times the probability that B solves the problem. So this would be the probability that A solves the problem, that is 1 by 2, and the probability that B does not solve the problem, that is 2 by 3, plus the probability that A does not solve, that is 1 by 2, and the probability that B solves the problem, That is 1 by 3. So that would be 1 by 3 plus 1 by 6. So that would be 2 by 6. So this is 3 by 6. So the answer is 1 by 2. So this is the final answer. Thank you.